Hello everybody, welcome to episode 5, and in this episode I'm getting tired of looking at these squares, so we're going to add in these sprites that I made right here. So I'm just going to grab these, put them in, go to, I guess we'll start with player. Select them all, and put in 16. No compression, change the max size down to 1024. Filter mode, point. Apply. Now go to run, idle, and double jump, and select multiple, and apply. So we'll start with idle, do slice, change automatic to grid by cell size, change it to 16 and 16, and press slice, then apply. Do the same thing with double jump. And run. I'll have a link to download these in the description. So go to idle, go to your player, sprite render, and drag it in, and then put the tint to nothing. Now I've already got the player. We're going to animate it in a minute. So there you go. But the collider is a little bit off, so we're going to change that. That's better. Okay, so now it's time to do the level. So right click, create 2D tile map. We'll rename grid to level. I'm going to make another sorting layer, 2 actually. One for player and one for ground. Player needs to be in front of ground. Put the player on here. Put this to ground. So now what you need to do is you need to go to Tile Palette. If you don't have this window, go to Window, 2D, Tile Palette. I'm going to make some new folders. I'm going to do Tile Maps. Then I'm going to do Ground. Open it up. Rectify on that. Create new palette, and I'll call it Ground. Create. Choose this folder. Then go to your sprites, and we need to do the same thing with these. 16, set them all to multiple. Point, no compression, and 1024. Then go into each one, do 16 by 16. Okay, so now go to here, select, drag all of these in. Then go to your assets, tile maps, ground, and click choose. And there you go. There's everything. So then you can do paint, and you can paint your level. But we're not going to do that yet. We need to get rid of this level. Okay, so I'm going to make this level, and I'll be right back when it's done. Okay, so I'm done with my level. So now deselect the brush, go back to your hierarchy, go to your level, then do Tile Map Collider 2D. And that makes a ton of little bitty colliders. We don't want that. So get a Composite Collider 2D, enter, then do Used by Composite. And then it'll make it one big collider. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in the camera a little bit, like that. I'll do 4.12. So I guess we'll test that. Make sure to go to the rigid body on here. Set gravity to 0, closing detection to continuous, and constrain all of them. Okay, I forgot to do that. Oops, put the wrong square there. Just cut that up. Okay, so now, if I play, I set the, oh, that's weird. Oh, just set it to kinematic. That should fix it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we don't have any animation, so it looks kind of weird. But it looks like everything's working, so I'm just going to adjust my camera and I'll be right back. So there we go. So now we have the level. The one thing that you might want to do with my tile map, there's a pixel above this. So what you might want to do is get your player and bring it up on his feet just a little bit so it doesn't look like he's floating. It's still floating just a little bit, so bring it just a little bit up. Okay, that should work. Yeah, there we go. Now he's actually on the ground. I need a bigger level. In the next episode I'll have a big level, because this level's a little bit small. Okay, so now we need to get to the animating. So go to your assets folder, make a new folder, call it animations. Make another folder inside of that and call it player. Then select player, go to animation. If you don't have this window, go to window, general, no, animation, or command 6. So press this, press create. You're gonna need idle, create another one, call it walk, create another one, call it jump, make another one, call it double jump, another one, call it wall slide. I think that's all of them. Yeah, so go to wall slide, drag this in, go to walk, drag all of these in. Now press play, and I'm gonna have to slow it down. Yeah, that's fine. Jump, drag in the jump, go to idle, drag in all of the idle, and then you have, I think that's all you have to do. So just set this one like 10, 5, that's good. No, 7. That's better. Now go to double jump, drag in all of these. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so there we go. There's all of our animations. Go to your player, click animator. If you don't have this, go to window, animation, animator. So we have our animations. So just organize them. Okay, so we're going to need a bool, jumping, another bool, double jumping, a float x velocity, and another bool, wall sliding. Okay, so this is where it gets confusing. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start with idle, walk, and jump. So we're going to say idle to walk. We're going to say, uncheck those, create a new condition, and say if x velocity is greater than 0.1. Actually, yeah. And then we'll go from walk back to idle, and we'll say if x velocity is less than 0.1. So then we're going to add another condition and say if jumping is false, if double jumping is false, and if wall sliding is false. I think that's all of them. Yeah. So then go back, say if jumping is false, if double jumping is false, and if wall sliding is false. So now we'll say walk to jump and idle to jump, and then jump back to idle and jump back to walk. So we're gonna do if jumping is true, and then if jumping is false, and x velocity is greater than 0.1. And then we're gonna say if jumping is true, we're just gonna get rid of all of the exit time stuff. Okay. So if jumping is true, then jump goes back to idle. If jumping is false, and x velocity is less than 0.1. That should be everything, just for the simple stuff. So inside our player controller, we're going to go private animator anim. Then right here we're going to go anim is equal to get component animator. Then we're going to make another function and call it animate. Then we're going to copy this, private void animate, and we're going to say anim.setFloat x velocity, and we're going to set it to horizontal input. No, mathf.absolute value of horizontal input. anim.setBool jumping, and we haven't made this yet, but we'll just jumping. anim.setBool double jumping. We're gonna double jumping. So, and then anim.setBool wall sliding to touching wall. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 new bools. Bool jumping and double jumping. So that should fix those errors. But what we need to do is we need to do right here. Jumping is equal to true if we press the button. Double jumping is equal to true we're going to make another function and call it reset jumping variables. Copy this, make another private void. I'm going to say if grounded or touching wall, then double jumping is equal to false, and jumping is equal to false. Okay. So that should be everything. Wait, no, we need to do, inside of animate, we're gonna say if not grounded, then jumping is equal to true, and not touching wall, then jumping is equal to true. Okay, so now we can test it. Okay, his idle animation is playing. He's also running. If we jump, okay, so he's doing all the animations that we told him to. So now we need to add double jumping and wall sliding. Ooh. If not touching wall, but if we are, in a wall, then set it to 0. So now we have to do stuff in this animator. So we'll say jumping to double jump, and we'll say if double jumping is equal to true, then if it's equal false, then we'll do back to idle. So now if we just test this. Okay, so all the animations are working. Now I just need, okay, so we're gonna have to reduce this right here. I'll bring it back down to 0.5. Try that. Yeah, that still needs to come down. I'm gonna do 0.45. Still need to come down just a little bit. I'll say 0.35. No, 0.375. Okay, so now what we need to do, forgot to do this, we go to edit project settings, quality, anti-aliasing, make sure that's disabled, because now we have pixel art in here, so we need to make sure that's off. So now all we have to do is the wall jumping. So this one's tricky. So if we say from any state to wall slide, if wall sliding is equal to true, and then wall slide back to idle if wall sliding is false. Should work now. Okay, there we go. So now our game is just a lot more fun to play, because now we have like an actual character. So yeah, if you want to download all the pixel art, it's going to be in the description below. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.